Hello and welcome back to another Warlords of Draenor alpha video. So you may remember on the channel, maybe a few days ago, I did a video that was about spell effects in World of Warcraft, how I think some of them are lacking, and how perhaps our own personal spell effects could be made better. Of course, that was all with the caveat that Blizzard toned down the graphical effects for other people, so that we just see our own stuff, because you know, you don't want to see the paladin doing their cool things, and then, you know, you feel bad because you're a hunter and you don't look as shiny. So, we have now got some very nifty pictures and things like that come directly from the Warlords of Draenor alpha, and this just gives us a little bit of a sneak peek at what some of the new spells are going to look like. Well, some new, like, level 100 spells, but then a few of the older spells have been given a little bit of a lick of paint. As much as I'd love to basically show you every spell effect for every class, I'm not in the alpha, so I'm going to have to make do with stuff that other people have found. But of course, when I do get alpha access, I'll be sure to bring you all this stuff firsthand in as much detail as I possibly can. Right now, it's just a little bit of an awkward thing where I have to use other people's screenshots and stuff, because I can't get in. Anyway, so, speaking of using other people's screenshots, these are a whole bunch of things that have been collated together by the folks over at Wowhead. And number one for the mages, we have Ice Nova. And listen, this Ice Nova is looking a lot better than the old one. Now, I do have a mage, and that mage, of course, has been using Ice Nova from time to time. It didn't look that great. What you can see here is there are definitely more effects, more particles, and that kind of thing. So, yes, it certainly is better. Is it fantastic? I wouldn't say so, no. Though, I guess, like, with Ice Nova being a spell that you use often enough, maybe they don't want it to be an ultra flashy thing. Perhaps they want to actually save that. Okay, so our next spell effect is Evanescence, which is a spell, I don't even know what that spell does. Well, anyway, it looks pretty damn cool. It's really sparkly. It's like they just sort of sucked up the cosmos and shoved it on your mage. Yeah, it's looking quite cool, actually, so definitely that one gets my props. And then next we have one called Supernova. This looks awesome. You just explode with arcane power, which I highly approve of. Okay, so next we have a few mage spell effects for their level 100 talents. These are actually sort of old. We found out about them in a PvP, source video, but I may as well include them here just for the sake of completeness. And I've got to say, these three are looking fantastic. They are the, at the time, current level 100 mage talents, so yeah, expect them to be ultra flashy. But damn, they're looking so good. I really love the Arcane Orb especially. I think that thing looks fantastic. Though so does the Frost thingy, where they've got like a sort of cataclysm of frost coming from the sky, which is cool. So yes, mages, I think you have got a number of really nice upgrades coming down the line. Okay, so next, rogues have actually got a spell effect for Blade Flurry. Essentially, a bunch of daggers spin around you, which it looks pretty good, but unfortunately the daggers themselves don't look that great. Though I'm guessing if they were to have some high poly models in there for those daggers, it would perhaps tank frame rates and, you know, lead to all that stuff that no one particularly wants to happen. Anyway, yeah, I think it's nice, and speaking as someone who has been playing a rogue recently and now at level 80, it would be nice to have some sort of heavy visual indicator of your Blade Flurry, so it's good to know that that's happening. Next, we have one for the Shamans. This is your Storm Elemental Totem, and that is, of course, one of your level 100 talents, which is pretty damn awesome, and yeah, it summons a big-ass Storm Elemental. I really like the look of that, actually. It's, well, I mean, it does what it says in the tin, right? Summons a Storm Elemental for you. Still, though, it should be visceral enough. I'm not sure if they're going to upgrade that with a new style Storm Elemental, but perhaps, with you being an Azeroth Shaman, it makes sense that you summon an Azeroth Elemental, though I think that ultimately the most lore-friendly thing is, of course, if you just summoned a Elemental native to your current region, so hopefully they'll put that functionality in, and it's just doing an Azeroth Elemental because it's, you know, still alpha and they haven't fixed everything up yet. Then next we have Spew Lava. I actually think that Spew Lava is looking really cool. If you don't know, if you don't know what this does, it's a spell that sort of pumps up your fire totem, which makes it throw these big globs of lava. I think they look really nice, and it's not that the individual fire effects look fantastic, it's just that there's a lot of them. They kind of look sticky in a way, I suppose, and overall, just a really nice looking effect that should be quite nice. Okay, so next we have some for the DK. And the two ones to show here are, first of all, Defile. So Defile was an ability which we all loved from back in the day in Wrath of the Lich King when we were, well, fighting the aforementioned Lich King, and Defile's now in the game. Now, it doesn't really work currently on surfaces that are not flat, but if you're on a flat surface, you get Arthas's Defile. I think that's kind of awesome, actually. So then we have Breath of Sindragosa. A little bit hard to see from the main screenshot here. I'll try to find some other footage, but Breath of Sindragosa looks really cool. The only criticism I think I've seen some people have for it is that they would like the effect to last a little bit longer. I think that's a completely valid criticism because it's kind of there and gone pretty damn quickly. So that's it in terms of the new spell effects that we have seen. I am really, really keen to have a look at some of these new effects when I actually do get into the alpha, though, because I think they really are just going to make the game look a lot more pretty to play. As a paladin, is always nice when you get to do one of those big hard-hitting spells. Sometimes the same can actually be said for warriors, but I think that might be a little bit more because of their often quite good sound effects. Still, it's really heartening to see that Blizzard are finally paying attention to this. They sort of started in patch 5.4 when they added some minor glyphs to change up a few spells, and it's nice that's just being continued. Hopefully they just keep along these lines with every class and make everything look fantastic. I'm extremely keen to see what's going on with the Hunter. Unfortunately, though, I do not have an access to an Alpha Hunter, and I don't have any footage of one, so I'm kind of hamstrung in that regard. Anyway, let me know what you've thought about those screenshots, and of course let me know what sort of things you're looking forward to in terms of your own class's abilities, and do you think there's anything specifically for your class that could do with a little bit of an upgrade. That's it for the video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.